timeliness in reporting journalism is key, very key. Because your chief editor is saying, give me a story from the district about monkeypox. And someone is saying we have not yet confirmed. However, let me technically guide like this. Are you reporting, are you doing informative reporting? Are you doing what we call, I know some bit of basics there. Are you informative, educative, research-based, or current affairs? If you're just doing current affairs, don't stress yourself. The minister has confirmed that there will be a case of monkeypox in kasese. We are waiting for details. Full stop. A descriptive story. My sister will come. This one is here to know what are the signs of monkeypox, who are at risk with monkeypox, how do you respond to monkeypox, what are the hot spots from in the district, and what is the district doing. There are two angles. Informative. Monkeypox has killed so many people in Congo. In Congo, this disease looks like ABCD. It has now come in what? In Uganda. So these are 4 different people. So that's why I'm saying technically that who is this technical person requesting for a story in the district? It is key. We have sports journalists. By the way, someone may come here at the district. DHO, give me a story on monkeypox. But he's a sports what? Journalist. If you happen to say anything, he's going to report anyhow. The way we treat information that we have is so crucial. So during public health emergencies like this, you are part of the team. Actually, access to information to the media is key. You should have information. Before you call to get information from the DHO, go and read about monkeypox so that someone does not deceive you. You are just, for you what you need is a case. But other descriptive information about monkeypox, you already know. Are we together? So you find yourself stressing yourself. Now DHO, tell me, what are the signs? Now DHO is in the meeting. You call again. DHO. What are the, who are the people what? At risk. But a serious person has already done research, has looking for one person, one point is cases. Are we together?
Yeah.
That's why for me I was interested to know who are these people who normally report during public health what? Emergencies. Are we together? Like for anthrax, you come and ask the DHO, how many cases do you have? Go and read about anthrax. You know, when the technical officers hear that this person is always technical, by the time you call, I need to first read. Are we together? If the DHO discovers that whenever she calls, she's technical, because at DHO, we know the signs of anthrax, ABCD. How are you protecting our community? Now DHO has to think twice. But if someone is a generic journalist, basic, someone, before, let me use this word, you technically disturb the DHO. What are your sources? Any person who has only one source of information is dangerous. And you find them so stressed. Yes, that we have 3 cases. But you don't know the symptoms, you don't know the risk factors, you don't know anything about monkeypox. All together. Yellow fever is not to talk about. Media is so crucial. I don't want to hide my head in the sand. There is situations where we don't respond as required. I talked about the timelines. You have to pass the story at 1 p.m., but you have told me at noon, noon. Can you get a good story? You can't. So if you have not prepared, your reporting during, for us we are dealing with public health emergencies. We are in the crisis. So we want someone who, thank you for the good work you're doing, but this training is very key. There is no one source which can stress you. Because if the DSO has refused to talk to you, the RDC is there. If the RDC is not there, the deputy is there. If the deputy is not there, the assistant RDC is there. The DPC, so it depends how do you treat your sources. If you don't have sources, you may be stressed. Lastly, post-outbreak stories. After mpox, what are you reporting about? Obobo weddemu nga bwe tugamba mu Uganda. Oba kabaka weddemu. You can go and look out for survivors. We are talking about mpox, but who are those that have ever survived? So that you begin from there. So that is that which I have. So don't cling so much. This one doesn't, and I know in such in a district setting, you may even look too familiar. Out together. If someone is saying you what is in the day, in the evening you may be together. But if you have the approach, your approach is so key. For us, we want to re-emphasize what are your skills during reporting, especially in public health emergencies. And that's why on the task force, is there anyone who sits on the task force? Of the district? You are not on the committee of the RCC?
We just go there and attend.
At least there should be a person. You will tell me.
The information officer is
there.
You are there. That is Uganda Catholic TV.
Yeah.
Which radio station is that?
Kasese guide radio.
Kasese.
Guide radio.
No. So our colleague sits on the task force. So I don't know whether I'm understood, but I try to draw your attention. Colleagues, I tried to draw your attention on technical issues. Not so?
Yeah, thank you.
On technical issues. Unless there's any question before I sit and invite my brother to come.
Like he...
People came in our inboxes. So you people, you're going to kill our tourism industry. Can't you manage your diseases as usual? Eh? Let me take the approach. Always, the media sets the agenda. The power of setting an agenda. For me, I'm talking, it is my assumption that I'm talking to technical people. If you write on Tourism Day, you tell us that Tourism Day has come, this one, the very one, in the period when the district is grappling with mad what? First listen. Because, did you hear me when I was starting my... I told you, what is your angle of reporting? What are the key challenges of tourism in Kasese area? And one of the challenges that any serious person will talk about is disease outbreaks. And currently it is monkeypox. Which crime have you committed? How do you write? Because you may, if your focus is on the function, you're going to give us, actually, you're going to cover that function, but you may not even know the revenue generations from tourism sector in Kasese. Altogether, you don't know the revenue. Please tell us how the disease outbreaks in Kasese are going to affect these revenues. It is due to tell even the public that though we have monkeypox, our tourism ventures are not going to be affected. What is the angle of your story? Full stop. Because, yes.
When you finish.
We need to know your angle. That's why, as my brother, senior brothers is going to talk to you, I want him to ask you this question. What has always been your angle of stories? Because for me, technically, you know, if you just write it fala, you're going to distort other businesses.
Yes.
Okay, for example, there is...
Also as a professional journalist, I don't know if you have interacted with things to do with solutions journalism. Now, if you haven't, solutions journalism focuses on giving people solutions. We understand that there's a trouble, there's a problem in your community, but how do we provide solutions? News has always been negative, like you said. So the question is, how do we make news consumable for other people such that we are giving them the information that they need while still not creating panic, right? And that is when solutions journalism comes in. If you can find a story or a case of somebody who has gone through this, or we have the district is handling everything. Everything is being contained, right? And that is why the cases are still few. So can we look at the fact that, yes, we have this challenge in the district, however, it is being handled, it is being maintained some type of way. Because what people do not want to see is, oh, there's this problem, this is what is going on, you should fear, you should stay indoors. They don't want anything that will get in the way of their businesses, that will get in the way of their daily lives. So the thing is, yes, we have mpox, it is existent in this region, but it is being contained. That is the best way to report. And that way it is, hey, as much as we have maybe say the National Tourism Day that is coming up, we are still handling this, and this is what you can do to protect yourself. So that means you can still enjoy yourself and celebrate the National Tourism Day without having to fear, because now you are armed with information on how to take care of yourself. He has been mentioning things to do with angles, right? If we are talking about angles, so now that was solutions journalism. You might want to look it up, read more about it, it will help you in your journalism works. 2, we have something called systems thinking. If you also haven't interacted with it, read about it. Systems thinking will open you up to the idea of, how interdependent different systems are. As journalists, we depend on information from the public, we depend on information from maybe local government, we depend on information from all these people. And so if we do not have the right places to get our information, we'll get everything mixed up. But it is also to give you an idea and know that angling goes beyond just, there's mpox, this is what it is about, this is, like the symptoms that you're supposed to pay attention to and all of that. There's so much more beyond that. 1, we have vulnerable groups, right? The way it affects women may not be the same way it affects men. how mpox might affect maybe say people's businesses and all those things is not the same way that it might affect those other people. And so when it comes to angles and you're wondering, oh, we cannot get this information from this person, and you know, like there's this barrier that is existing, maybe you also need to pay attention to what angles can you report about, can you publish about. There's so many things that if you focus on systems thinking, you'll figure out that mpox does not just affect you in the sense that it's a disease, you're going to get sick, blah, blah, blah. Who are people going to? You've heard of stories of people going to traditional healers and all of that. Get the story, get the perspective of that person who's going to a traditional healer and not the clinics. Why are they doing that? And how can we refer them to the right places to go to? If you want different angles, like break it down and see what are the different parties that are involved in this. We have health workers, we have the district leadership, we have the Ministry of Health, we have all these people, and how are they being affected, how are they handling this in different ways. That way, at the end of the day, one, you have multiple options. If this one doesn't work out for you to have something else to write about, you're still spreading awareness. So do not be stuck on, you know, saying maybe this is where I'm at, I do not have this information, people do not want this. It's all about, one, solutions journalism, present a solution with your challenges, but two, also give people the idea that, one, you know what you're writing about, two, you have so many more options to write about. You have so many angles that you're looking at from different lenses, different perspectives, and you're bringing that kind of experience to people's attention. So your news is not negative anymore, it has a positive element to it, because you're providing them a solution, you're giving them hope, and you have an angle that is not ordinary, that is not common, that is not predictable, and you're not all writing about the same things. I think if you read through systems thinking and solutions journalism, that will be able to help you to address the challenges that you have technically.
There is these scenarios, usually when we are responding to these outbreaks. The first of them being that the best case scenario is where we have no case. And it was around for some time when the threat was external in the DRC, and there are things that are supposed to be done at that point. And during that time, we do what we call preparedness. Guard yourself against whatever will come. Okay? Unfortunately, we are beyond that phase. Right? That's the phase of no case, but when you have an imminent threat. Then the second level is when you have imported cases. Okay? And we also exceeded that scenario. That's where we started from. Why? I will come to eventually why kasese. The third scenario is when you have a few cases. For example, you import cases and you find them within the same family. Okay? That's manageable. Then the fourth scenario is what we call community transmission. Okay? Community transmission is where you find a case somewhere in the municipality here in Kasese and you don't even know how it started. Okay? You just all of a sudden find yourself with what? Someone with the disease that you're looking for. Okay? We are in between the two scenarios. And I think we are in phase 3, which is what you call local transmission. The cases are Ugandans infected here. Okay? And we have documented evidence that we are there. Okay? What we want to avoid is the fully fledged community transmission. Okay? We've had enough lessons from previous outbreaks. Kasese has had cholera, we've had yellow fever, we've had anthrax. The worst case scenario happened during COVID. Where the whole country, let's not talk about the whole country, when the district came to standing still. Okay? And we have lessons that we learned from that time. We wouldn't really want to go there. So the question is, while you're doing your job as a health worker, as a journalist supporting health service delivery, or we call it creating demand for health service, okay? And reporting on the situation, it doesn't help us in any way as a district. I said I want to concentrate on the district to become alarmist. Okay? Let me give an example. Imagine yourself in a situation. I'm going to use your example because I've already heard from you. Okay? Others may have reported, but I've already heard this from you. Imagine you're seated here. I don't know whether you still have your parents. And then someone says, ha! Masika. Whatever is happening to mommy and no. What would be your first reaction? Before you even hear the entire story, you will first get alarmed. Right?
Yes.
Then there is another who will say, oh, how are you? There is something. Something is not going on right at home. Mommy needs attention. Okay? Which one of the two messages will you want? I think the second one is more assuring than the first one. So what we are saying is that we now want to take an approach where I don't want to call it responsible reporting, no. Where we avoid a scenario of panic, of a panic attack. Okay? Life has to continue. Whereas we must handle mpox, we must also handle, the bar owner here wants to run, also has kids to go to school. Okay? The border rider, the bus business, so the joint implementation and attention and the unit of purpose is that one needs attention, but also other sectors or other areas of our lives need attention and it runs normally. So that's why this time around, whereas we have cases of mpox, the approach that we are taking is that life has to continue. So we minimize the disruption to the normal flow of life to the people of kasese. Do everything possible in your power to make sure that, okay, we receive business as usual. Okay? It is important, but so is the school-going child. So is my garden. So is my shop. Okay? So is my hotel. That's why we will say that if we are having the Renzori Marathon here, it is as important as responding to the mpox outbreak. Alright? So one shouldn't be the reason why the other doesn't get attention and it comes to a what? The whole stop. Because we have to pay attention to another occurrence. So I am kindly requesting that therefore I can't tell you how to do the job, you know it better than I do. In whatever we do, we will adapt that approach. Director General of Health Service. Everyone, every technical person, every technical health worker in Uganda does work on behalf of the Director General of Health Services. Now, the Director General already pronounced himself and was like, we have an outbreak of mpox in Uganda, right? So, the small me counteracts that. Understand? So we already have a declaration. Okay? But what do we do about it? So in our response, we decided, therefore, to adopt 5 approaches. Prioritize 5. 1, coordination, that all of us should have a unit of purpose that we want to control this, so that it does not disrupt the normal way of life of any Mukondo or any other person in kasese coming in or going out. Okay, that's 1, coordination. Okay, we talked about the task force. I have not seen any of you at the district task force meetings. We hold them Tuesday every week at the RDC's office at 10 a.m. Don't lie to me that you've been there, because I have been there since 24th of July.
For what? We have how many task forces?
No, we have only one district task force to that was a security meeting in the boardroom. The other one sat in the RDC's compound.
Yes.
Now that is the district task force for epidemic preparedness and response. The one that sits every Tuesday. Specifically, our things are not smelly people shooting each other. There are not of thieves. Apana. We come and say, what do we have? We have monkeypox. We have anthrax. We have yellow fever. We have cholera. We have Ebola. How do we deal with it? Understand? That is what we call a DT of the district task force. I'm talking about
because for my body to attend to, I remember I had an
approach we took. Okay? And I'm giving you this because all of us, unity of what? Of purpose. And the other background information that in whatever we do, we must make sure we will not have a social disruption. It does not end up in social disruption of any other sector. Okay? Of any other sector. So, why kasese? We have the epicenter for the current pandemic of mpox is the DRC. And unfortunately, closer to us than ever. I am here. I know my colleagues around who have breakfast here, lunch there, then you, how long does it take you to drive from here to Beni? You don't know? From here to Beni?
not more than 4 hours.
A good car in 1.5 hours.
But even if the border people sleep swimming in the way and they go.
There is a very big market. One side time it's this side, the other side, and isn't it today? Thursday?
Even every day. It is every
The bigger market.
It is Tuesday and Friday.
And Friday.
Tuesday.
You understand? But you will, when you get to the market, you will not know that this one is
Is a Korean.
all of us are in Korea.
Yes.
Understand? So, that interaction is exactly why we are at risk. Okay? Number two, if we are the gateway that needs to support controlling, protecting the interior. Okay? So if we are able to contain here, okay, effectively, we will be able to contain internally within the country. And the beauty is kasese has capacity. I will keep underlining that. We got cholera, we managed, we controlled it. We got typhoid, we kicked it out. We got Ebola, we found another place. Okay? So right now what we have is, we have anthrax, we have yellow fever, we have mpox. Okay? So, we will manage it. That's the first thing. We will manage it, whatever it is, we are able to just over it. It can't defeat us. Okay? And therefore, finally, what do we ask of you? Okay? You are our loud speaker in the other language, the speak language. Okay? Who can amplify that voice to the population? Okay? I don't say that you are not a human rights defender, you are a journalist. Okay? Anyway, let's continue that. I think it's this, that whatever information we have, we need to package in a way that the customer will create a demand for these services. For example, yellow fever, the most effective way of yellow fever of management is vaccination, which gives you lifelong immunity. So the question is, why am I still seeing cases of yellow fever out of kasese, yet we have a vaccine in health facilities that is available for free? Okay? I know Ugandans these days doubt everything, and with no conspiracies here and there, it doesn't help us in any way. At all. Okay? It doesn't help us. There was a time I remember I was on Twitter and everyone was like, we used to buy this vaccine at 125,000 shillings, right? Why are they giving it to us for free? What are we missing? Then someone went on Twitter and picked, by that time it was our brother Kabuleta, picked information. So I went to the WHO website and I have not seen cases of yellow fever in Uganda. Ladies and gentlemen, I think we have enough capacity in the country to give information. You can approach the WHO for that data. Okay? The WHO gets that data from us. It doesn't get it from the air. Okay? Approach the WHO in a good way. Okay? Don't go aggressive. You know, you don't deny access to information. You have the right to get this and take it to the population. Why are you? When you get into that angle, you are naturally resistant. Action and reaction are what? Equal and the opposite. When you come combative, the DHO will also become what? Combative. But if you say, well, we'd like to give us this information, so that and if the DHO says, I don't have that right, please approach the Director General. Please approach the PS, Minister of Health. Please approach the Minister. It means that whatever information you are asking for, he or she does not have the clearance to provide that information. But the clearance is at it, and it is everywhere. Do you deploy yourselves when you are doing your work? No, you don't. You go, say, Catholic TV today, there is a story that is about Mpox. They say, no, it's not you today, it is okay. Understand? But that also spills over in our sector. That when you approach me and I say, yes, I would really love to give you this information, but not today. Please approach the Director General. Please approach the PS. It means that at that level, I don't have the clearances to provide, even if I know what's going on. Yeah. Okay, it doesn't translate into hiding information. It translates into what I know, that there is a system that I belong to, whose policies, procedures, and regulations I must respect. You understand me?
Next is publishing well-researched stories which are educative, formative, to enable them fight Mpox disease. Timely reporting on disease, creating more awareness about Mpox and how to take care about ourselves. Collaboration is key with health workers in regard to combat the spread of Mpox disease in Kasese and Uganda as a whole. We will fully attend to the health task force meetings to get the clear and current information concerning Mpox. Inviting technical people in our media houses to give more technical knowledge about Mpox disease. Writing more stories, especially solution-based on Mpox disease. Research more on the different outbreaks to teach or inform the public about the best approaches to fight the disease. There is need for relevant authorities to collaborate more with the media in ensuring that the right information is given to the public. So members, these are some of the action points that the media team from Kasese district have been able to put forward, especially in the fight against Mpox disease in Kasese and the country at large.